Hey there, fellow sports gamblers. It's Steel Picks for you with the 5 best NBA prize picks and underdog free picks for today, April 12th. Before we get into our picks from today, let's see how we did on the diamond yesterday. Fernando Tatis Jr. went 3 for 4 to go over the half a hit we predicted. Ronald Acuna Jr. didn't draw a walk to stay under the half a walk we predicted. Pete Alonso had no hits to stay under a single we predicted. But the superstars certainly showed out. Julio Rodriguez broke out of his usual springtime hibernation with a double and a home run to go over the 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs we predicted. And the MVP, Shohei Ohtani, was 2 for 4 with a home run to go over the 1.5 bases we predicted. 3 out of 5 is not terrible, but let's see if the Hoopers can get us on the right track and get us to the immaculate ticket that we all crave and want. It's Decision Sunday, and quite a few of the teams still have something to play for. So we're going to get things started with riding the hot hand with Nickeil Alexander-Walker over 10.5 first half points. Now, Nickeil's been able to do this in 7 of his last 10 games, with the high water mark being 22 against Memphis and 22 against Orlando. So certainly great performances there. He just missed it at Brooklyn with the 10. A few lapses here against Boston, a great defensive team. And against Cleveland, he just wasn't really doing his thing, although they did win that game by 22 points. He is going up against a team in the Miami Heat that is bottom third in points allowed and also bottom third in points allowed for the first half. So definitely feeling like he should be able to get that accomplished. And as we can see, he's been playing quite a few first half minutes. 18.5 here against Boston. High water mark just 3 games ago at 19.6. And even in his last game, he went for 19 minutes in the first half. So definitely some opportunities there. He's exceeded 10.5 first half points in 5 of his last 6 games on the road. So certainly something positive there. And Prizepicks likes us as well, as they have him at minus 119. And in that same vein, we also think Nickeil Alexander-Walker is going to go over 21.5 points for the entire game. As you can see, the games that he has not made it, he's just been a free throw or a 2-pointer away from getting it. Against Detroit, he had 21. Against Boston, again, a great defensive team, he had 20. The next game against Boston, they held him to 17, which is, not anything to be ashamed of. 21 against Brooklyn, just missed it by a hair. And against Cleveland in that 22-point blowout, I missed it by a 3-pointer. But I still like his chances. And the fact that the Atlanta Hawks still want to have that 5 seed, they don't want to fall to the number 6. They definitely will be giving it their best effort. So I definitely think that riding the hot hand with Nickeil Alexander-Walker is a favorable bet. And again, Prizepicks likes it as well, as they have him at minus 119. And from that same game, we have Jalen Johnson under 40.5 points, rebounds, and assists. And as you can see, he's failed to hit that mark in his last 6 games, dating back to that game against Boston, where he had 37, 20 points, 12 rebounds, 5 assists. He's been having some pretty good complete games, but I just think this 40.5 is a little bit high for him. Even though they have a lot to play for, as I just aforementioned, they still want to hold on to that 5 seed. They don't want to have to fall into the 6 seed. But I don't think that his production is going to be just off the rails. And I think the 40.5 points, rebounds, and assists is a bit high for him. Let's see what he's doing for minutes. He hasn't really been playing that many minutes as of late. As you can see, his last 3 games, we're seeing a pretty sharp decline from 40.6 against the New York Knicks, down 6 minutes against Cleveland, and then down another 6 minutes against Cleveland again. So that's definitely something that is favorable for us. With regards to field goal attempts, you can see that's also been on the decline from 19 to 16 to 12. And from the free throw line, he's been up a little, 2 to 4 to 5, but not something that we're going to take a whole lot of stock in, because I just don't think he's going to have a monster game like these numbers are predicting. So I'm going to take Jalen Johnson under the 40.5 points. And as you can see, Prizepicks agrees with us at the minus 119. As a friendly reminder, when you sign up with BETR using my promo code WINCASH, you'll receive 2 anytime tokens worth up to $100 each. And when you sign up to Novig using my Steel STEELEWINS promo code and spend $5, you'll get a $50 bonus. So some extra money to make some extra wagers and make some extra money. Next up, we have one of my favorite picks of the day, Kevin Carter under 5.5 assists against the Portland Trail Blazers. Now, Portland still has something to play for. They're looking for home court advantage in the play-in. But when you look at Devin Carter, he's just not been the most generous guy as of late. As you can see, in his last 10 games, he has failed to exceed the 5.5 assists, only coming close in 3 games. This one against Brooklyn, one against the Clippers, and one against the Golden State Warriors. And in his last 20 games, he has not thrown over 5.5 assists. So not something that he has done, and don't really expect him to break out and have a big, huge assist game today. And again, as we look at him in the head-to-head in the 2 games that he's played, and most recently, he has had no assists. And we can see that he has failed to exceed 5.5 assists in 19 straight games on the road. So definitely not looking for him to be the facilitator today either. I'm looking at Devin Carter under 5.5 assists. And Underdog likes this as well at -139. And last but not least, we have the King LeBron James over 25.5 points against the Utah Jazz. As you can see in him, but then you have to factor in the fact that Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic have both been injured. And since that, the King has been on a little bit of a tear with 30 against the Dallas Mavericks. He got over that 25.5 mark against the Golden State Warriors a few days ago. And then he came back with 28 against the Phoenix Suns. And as you can see, he's playing a lottery team in the Utah Jazz, who is absolute last in points allowed and is second to last against small forwards. So definitely thinking that with LeBron and the Lakers trying to get back to that 3 seed that they had a few games ago, will definitely be playing all out and giving it his all. So I definitely expect for the King to do his thing and go over the 25.5 points. As you can see, Prizepicks likes it as well at the -119. So to recap, we have Nickeil Alexander-Walker over 10.5 first half points. We're doubling down with that and saying that Nickeil Alexander-Walker will also go over 21.5 points for the game. We're saying that Jalen Johnson should have a pretty good game, but not a great game, so he'll go under 40.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Devin Carter, who has not thrown over 5 assists in 20 straight games, will go under the 5.5 assists they are saying. And last but not least, the King will put up more than 25.5 points. That's the 5 picks I have for you today. Please be sure to like and subscribe to the Steel Picks for You channel. And good luck, everyone.